Today, everyone's eyes are on us as we rise.
Today is the day women are paving the way.
Speaking our truth to power.
We clear a woman's way.
We don't fear the day she steps into the light.
Because we are with her every step of the fight.
We know that when she steps up to right or wrong, she will fight to bring others along.
To the network.
Into the conversation.
Working together to change communities and nations for generations.
Our world made all the stronger the longer women are able to sit at the table.
We all leap forward when one woman tries, when she defies with her rallying cries.
Here lies, but does not rest, the best of tested women who call on us to rise.
Speaking the truth in this finest hour, that to their own power, every single woman is entitled.
But it's how they empower others that makes women's voices so vital.
Hello, and welcome to Revolution 2.0. Our theme this year is launching women leaders, and you just saw some amazing ones on the stage. That was She Can scholars CeCe, Kwenah. Okay, me and the pronunciations, they got it right on here. Okay, I'm gonna try. All right, Grace Imanariyo and Peipei Soeung. How about that? They're amazing. And I'm sure you probably know they recited a part of the poem We Rise by Amanda Gorman, who we all remember is the youth poet laureate who crushed it at President Biden's inauguration. Yeah. I'm Mary Stutz. I'm the Chief Global Inclusion and Health Equity Officer at Real Chemistry. But more importantly, I am a She Can super fan and a mentor to the fabulous Divina Boyd, yes, who is in her sophomore year at Georgetown. Divina is our first She Can scholar at Georgetown. So we are so excited. Yeah. And this is the 7th R2O where I've been your mistress of ceremonies.
Yay. You know, Mary, it wouldn't be the same without you. That's for sure. Hello, everyone, all of you here and all of you tuning in virtually at home. I am Barbara Bylenga. I'm the Executive Director of She Can. I just want everyone to know that this is such an amazing moment for us to be back in the War Memorial. We're so excited to be here after so long away. This is our 9th Revolution 2.0.
Yes, it was only 2 years that we were virtual, but it feels good to be wearing party dresses instead of pajamas, doesn't it? Yeah, and you know, so pajamas and a top, right? So now I got all these tops. I go buy some pants and skirts. All right. But I've got to say, Barb, I love your dress.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Oh,
This is my Kari Borgia original.
oh my.
Many of you know Kari. She's here in the audience. She made it and designed it. Yeah, Kari is a mentor to one of the scholars on stage tonight. She's also, among many things, a fashion designer, and she's our artistic director of the gala. And so I thought it was fitting. She's making our gala look lovely, and I thought it was just right that she dressed me too.
Yeah, and I didn't know that Kari was back doing design after all of her amazing work that she was doing with Apple and others. So what's up with that? Where's my couture? All right, Kari, so I'm coming for you next year. All right. Well, let's get a sense of who else from the She Can family is with us tonight. So if we could turn, yeah, thank you. Turn up the lights. So who here is a mentor? Raise your hand. Yay! Thank you. All right, all the way up in the balcony. Who is a She Can Power to Fly volunteer? Any volunteers? Yes. All right, and who is a gala partner? Yeah. So, you know, a lot of folks raise their hands for all three. So it's amazing to see how this community has come together and how big it has become. And so there's no telling what is the limit, which there are no limits, right? So for those of you who need a little reminder this evening, how many is their first time? Can you turn the lights up again? Yeah, a lot of, oh my, look at that. All these first time, thank you so much for joining us. You're going to enjoy it. We're going to have so much fun. So then I have to go through with you what She Can stands for. How many, can you shout out what it stands for? Who knows what She Can stands for?
Supporting her education, she is a nation.
Oh my gosh,
They already knew.
yeah, do it again. Supporting her education changes a nation. Thank you so much. I didn't have to do it from the beginning. You knew. That was great. But that's all for all you new folks. That's what She Can stands for. And that's why it is so powerful and so impactful. And we're thrilled that you're here with us tonight.
Awesome. Okay. There's a lot of you new here tonight. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of our program. Our mission, what we're all about, is building female leadership globally. I founded She Can in 2011, 11 years ago, and it started when I was on a volunteer trip in Kigali, Rwanda. I was in a beauty salon, and a young woman asked me if I would help her win a scholarship to come to the United States. And little did I know that that was actually a very seminal moment. I said yes, and she ended up winning a full ride to Bucknell. And fast forward 11 years, we now have 103 scholars who have won scholarships. And we are in 4 countries: Rwanda, Cambodia, Liberia, and we just entered Guatemala last year. So we have our first class of Guatemalan scholars. And those scholars attend 30 different colleges. And when you add up all of the scholarship money that's been awarded to them, you hit $21 million that has been directed to low-income women from post-conflict countries. Now, our secret sauce at She Can is the mentors. Every scholar gets not just one mentor, but a team of 5 mentors. And so we have over 500 mentors in this organization, and many are on their 2nd, 3rd, and even 4th mentee.
Absolutely. Well, Barb, I know that being a I was looking at my picture up there, so I'm so sorry. They're going to fire me. Okay. All right. So, and that's Divina in the middle right there. And those are my mentees. All of us are mentors together for Divina. Okay, I'm going to stay on script. All right. So Barb, I know really that being a mentor to Divina has changed my life. And I'm sure many mentors out there feel the same about their scholars. So how can we help bring more CeCes, more Graces, more Peipei, and more Divinas to the U.S.?
Okay, that's a perfect question, Mary. It costs $125,000 for every scholar that we take into our program. That covers the cost for her over the 5 years, and that's $25,000 a year. And that covers everything from us going to the country to find her, to securing the scholarship, to securing her mentors, and then buying all the things that a young woman needs on campus: her flight, her technology, her dorm supplies, her health insurance, her books. You know, it is very expensive to go to college on a full ride scholarship. Mm-hmm. It also covers what we are very proud of, which is leadership training. We don't just say, go home and be a leader. We spend a lot of energy and time helping them to learn how to become a leader and helping them attain internships and jobs. But Mary, I want to get back to your question. How do we bring more Divinas here? Well, we're always trying to bring more and more scholars to increase the number. And I'm so proud to say that this year we went from accepting 10 scholars in our program to 20. We doubled. So what that means is when we double the number of scholars, it means we need a lot more mentors and we need a lot more colleges and we need a bigger budget. Our operating budget went from 1.4 to 1.9 million this year, which was a big leap. But I'm so excited to say that thanks to our donor partners, who many are here tonight, we've already raised $1.1 million.
Thank you.
So what that means is this is our first $1 million gala. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, a very, very sincere thank you to all of the donors that have contributed to us raising that money so far. Many have been with us since back in the very beginning and contributed year after year. And I and the whole organization are extremely grateful. Thank you for your support.
So just to give you some perspective, we've already raised 1.1 million towards that 1.9 budget. When we first started this, when I did the first R2 Gala 7 years ago, our budget was $330,000. And we were so happy to raise that. And now look where we are and look how many more scholars we're helping. That's incredible.
Okay, so 1.1 is amazing, but remember, we increased our budget from 1.4 to 1.9. So we do have a big gap. And tonight, our goal is to raise $100,000 to help us fill that gap.
Absolutely. Count me in for a donation toward that next 100,000. And for those of you who've been to R2O in the past, we're asking for donations a little differently this year. So if you will join me in pulling out your cell phones, you should connect to the Wi-Fi CCSF_guest, no password needed. And you can donate by texting to 50155. This message, she can, with no hyphen, whatever dollar amount you want to give, and your name. Then follow the link to make the donation. Again, you can donate by texting to 50155. This message, she can, no hyphen, a dollar amount and your name. Then follow the link that'll be sent to you. You can also use the QR code on the back of your program if you, and I'm sure you should have them as they were giving them out as you came in. You'll also notice that there's a new button on the donate page where you actually can select to make a 5-year pledge in support of the 5 years each scholar is in our program. And for everybody online, we know we have a huge online audience, so there are folks joining us virtually this year. All the information will be posted in the chat for you. So please, let's get started texting and pledging if you can. If you're looking for another way to donate tonight, there will be volunteers at the exits and during dinner and dancing in the green room. If you're doing electric slide, just slide your check on in there. Who can collect checks or process credit cards if you need any assistance. So there will be other ways that you can give tonight. And also for those online, in case they can't see the screen, the information also on how to donate is in the Zoom for the online folks. So we'll be giving you all updates throughout the night to see our progress with our goal of raising $100,000 tonight.
And look, Mary, we've already raised 31,000.
Oh my. You go, people. This is great. Thank you.
So many amazing donations. I saw my mom, Sally Blevins. She's tuning in from Michigan with 5,000. Thanks, Mom.
That's right. Thank you, Barb's mama. Okay, and we want everybody else's mama to give too. This is great. All right, now tonight, Tonight, we're honoring 3 exceptional She Can heroes who will be accepting their She Does awards. We're hearing the stories and the dreams of our amazing scholars who are joining us tonight. And of course, afterwards, we're going to go upstairs to the green room for dinner for a Torani signature beverage, wine from Michelle Watson and Rainer Trilsch, exclusive Cave. Okay, when we were practicing today, I said caves. Okay, it's Cave. I want you all to know. And of course, grooving on the dance floor. Yeah, so join us.
Okay, I know we're gonna do the Cupid shuffle again, right, Mary?
And the wobble
there.
and the electric
Okay.
slide, all of that.
Okay. So,
I wouldn't miss it. So now let's get on with the show. I'd like to introduce scholars Emily Siassay, Jenny Maxwell, and Diane Ingabire.
awesome.
My story starts with my aunt.
My story starts with my sisters.
My story starts with a little girl I encountered on my walk home.
Let me tell you, my aunt is a powerhouse. When I was in primary, she took me in so that I can get a better education in Rwanda's capital city, Kigali. Every break, I'll go home to be with my family, but my aunt's house was my second home. My aunt was the first person who received a master's degree. And I remember when she graduated, she said to me and my 2 cousins, "I'm looking at you 3 girls, you need to go further. Further than a master's?" I asked. At that time, I didn't know what further meant, but now I know because I'm pursuing my PhD.
My sisters were a lively bunch. 6 of us in total, but we were daughters. When we were still young, my father followed tradition and took on a second wife so that he could have a son to carry on the family's name. And when COVID-19 came to Liberia and brought further financial instability to my family, my father decided to fund my half-brother's education instead of supporting my sisters and I. He said we were old enough to marry, so why should he support us? Some of my sisters did move in with their boyfriends and had children of their own, but I was determined. I wasn't going to give up on my education.
The little girl was crying. The little girl was crying inside an abandoned building in Pinsville, Liberia. I went in and asked what was wrong. Through her tears, she told me she had found blood on her clothes, but did not know how she had gotten herself hurt. She was afraid that her mom would be mad. That little girl had just gotten her period. And just like me, for the first time, she had no idea what was happening to her. That is because in Liberia, when you have your period, for the first time, you are told, you've become a woman and you have new responsibilities. But no one hardly ever talk about your health and the challenges and what actually happens in your body. I taught her how to use a pad and I walked her home. Her mom thanked me, and on my way back, I began to wonder how many other Liberian girls who did not know about their bodies either.
I graduated with a bachelor's in chemistry from Spelman last year, and she gave me a senior award, and that award came with prize money. Prize money that I needed because I was gonna start graduate school in pharmacology and toxicology, but I knew a place that needed more. Back in the village where my parents live, there is a school where 15 kids were using 8 computers, desktops. And using the money that I saved and the money she can give me, I bought new computers for them to support their education. So since people really funded my education and supported it, I knew I needed to pay for it, and that's what I did.
After I graduated from high school, I took on a part-time job teaching grade 1 so that I could afford to follow my education. When I realized how far I have gone, I started to think about the thousands of other Liberian girls in my position and wonder how many others were struggling to defy the status quo. That was when I knew I needed to fight for their future. So I started my nonprofit Girls Initiative Liberia to help create a way for young girls to understand the ills we face in society and how we can work together to break barriers that are holding women back. We started small at first. There were just 20 girls in a classroom. But then we grew and hosted 200 people for a 2-day workshop on teen pregnancy, early marriage, and more. At the event, girls, community leaders, school representatives came from all around Liberia. By the end, 7 schools pledged to teach sexual reproductive health to their students in the hope that many more girls will stay in school longer.
After my meeting with the little neighbor girl, I started interviewing my friends to ask what they knew about menstruation. The answer? Not a lot. And the more I researched, I found that many Liberian women, especially women living in rural areas, used anything that could absorb blood, even unsanitary things like raw cotton, because pads were too expensive. And so I started a Red Liberia, a nonprofit to stop menstrual ignorance, period shaming, and period poverty. Now, with a team of 6, we are distributing reusable menstrual products. And I have a special thanks to SheCare mentors, Tanya Shadoan and Jane Gottman, who did not only introduce me to one, but 2 menstrual product companies, Salt Cup and Lena Cup. We are now working in health clubs across the country, and we are teaching these students how to use the products and teaching them about menstrual health. And this is just the beginning. I want Red to change the conversation about women's health in Liberia. I see us spreading awareness across Africa, teaching girls how to take care of their bodies. Because when we support women, we change the world.
Do you see why we do what we do as she can? Weren't they amazing? That just gives you goosebumps. I can really feel the power in the air today, and it's because we have 9 amazing She Can scholars with us tonight, which is the most we've ever had. So please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Okay, thank you all for coming all the way here. Many of them flew from the East Coast and took away time from their studies. Thank you all. I'm so proud of you. And I know you're on stage, so they're going to help us thank the donors. But before I do that, I want to talk about our co-chairs. These 4 women are key to this gala. These 4 women, Peggy Northrup, Jennifer King, Evan Choten, and Marianne Paco, helped us rally the people, rally the donors. They helped us by throwing parties with us, by opening up their networks, and helping us figure out how to bring a full house, which we did tonight. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all 4 of you for all of your support in helping us get to where we are tonight. Thank you. Okay, scholars, let's hear about the donors. Take it away, Grace.
I am Grace Imanariyo, and I am from Rwanda. I am a Muhlenberg College graduate, and I recently earned my graduate degree from Cornell University. On behalf of my Shikan sisters who are standing here alongside me and those who are tuning in all around the globe, we want to say thank you to our donor partners who have already donated $1.1 million to support us, plus the donors who have donated so far tonight. Really, we are here because your financial commitment brought us together. You've helped us create a sisterhood, a force for change that is now in 4 developing countries all around the world. To start, we want to thank our change maker donor partners who have given $100,000 or more this year. What's really exciting is that this is the first year we've introduced this category, and we already have 4 donors who have pledged to support for 5 years.
I'm Rosie Ith from Cambodia. I'm a recent graduate from the University of Portland, and now I'm pursuing a master's degree at Stanford University.
Woo!
First, I wanted to say thank you to Andrea Batista. Even more than her transformational pledge, she funded my favorite leadership training back in 2019 as well. Thank you.
I am Mishael Ohanwadi, a sophomore at Gettysburg College, and I am from Monrovia, Liberia. I am going to honor Kristin Nicholson, one of our first supporters, and she's been donating all the way back since Shikan's early days in 2013. She wears many hats as she can, but to name a few, she was a board member, and she was the only mentor who traveled on the very first recruiting trip to our countries, and she is our first mentor to have 4 mentees. Wow.
I'm Diane Ingabire. I'm from Rwanda. I'm a graduate of Soeung College and a current PhD student at Virginia Commonwealth University. I want to send special thanks to Dr. Bill Fowles and Dr. Catherine Welsh. They gave a pledge donation that supports our fast Guatemalan scholars through 5 years of our program. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Not only that, they helped my Shikan sister, Jocelyn Mizero, to get into medical school in Ghana.
I'm Peipei Soeung, a freshman at Dartmouth College, and I'm from Cambodia. Thank you. Now I want to say thank you to our next level of donor who donated $50,000, the luminaries. Thank you to my friend Jennifer King and her husband Tim Bradell. It's almost not enough. Jen is a longtime supporter. She wrote me a recommendation letter for Dartmouth College, and she also hosted me and my mentors in her house in Maine before I started college this fall. So thank you so much, Jen.
Hello, I'm Emily A. Siassay, a first-year student at Muhlenberg College. Now, I would thank our next level of donors and champions who donated between $25,000 to $50,000. I get to thank my mentors' family, H&H Lee Charitable Foundation. It means a lot to know that they are supporting Shikan with many beautiful gifts. It means so much to know that they are supporting not just me, but all my Shikan sisters. I want to say thank you.
I'm Phidor from Cambodia and a senior at Beloit College. We all love Marie Jane Lack and her husband, John. Yeah. Along with being a generous donor, Marie Jane is a mentor to my friend Adi-Ong and our fearless board chairs. I know Barbara has counted her strategic insight and guidance since the beginning of Shikan. I think everyone would agree they make a great team.
Yeah.
I'm Jennifer Maxwell, and I'm in my third year at Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm from Liberia. Well, I get to thank the people who are getting this party started. Thank you, Mishael, Watson, and Rhino Troch for their support. For their support of my amazing scholar sisters, Whitney, Lee, and Tally Dan. Their generous donations and for sharing incredible wine from their personal collection year after year. It truly is a priceless gift. Thank you, Mishael and Rainer.
Hi, I'm CeCe Kwenah from Liberia, a junior at Lafayette College. Next, I want to thank our African sponsors who have made gift ranging from $10,000 to $25,000. Amazingly, each and every one of them is part of a mentor team or has mentors as part of their organization. Brittany Bottorff and Stephen Kenner, Maureen Broderick and David Thompson, Melanie Tobacco, Stacy Kier, Torani Syrups and Flavors, Beth Savison, Jean and Mix Fun.
We also want to thank our global partners who have donated between $5,000 to $10,000. And next, we want to also thank our Friendship Circle sponsors who have donated between $2,500 and $5,000 US. And last but certainly not least, we want to thank our host sponsors who have donated between $1,000 to $2,500 US. All of you have made it possible this evening, and you are the reason that all of my Chican sisters and I are living our dreams to become leaders in our countries. And from all of us, you have our deepest thanks.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you to our amazing scholars. Aren't they amazing? Really beyond amazing and beautiful. Daring to take the stair. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. They were a little nervous when they came out on stage the first time today. And so I told them a little story about a designer who used to do designs in Oakland, and the name of her shop was called Dare to Take the Stair, meaning that the outfits were going to be so outrageous that people would stare at you. And so she called them Dare to Take the Stair. So I told them they're going to be so beautiful tonight to just stand here and dare to take the stair.
They did.
And they did it.
They did. Okay. We have one last big gift to share. We saved the biggest one for the last. And I'm going to ask Jennifer King to join me on stage. Jennifer, are you here? There you are. Come over here with me. Hi. Okay, Jennifer, I think you're going to talk to this. So Jennifer is a longtime Chican donor, along with her husband, Tim Fidel. You saw them up on stage. She's also a two-time co-chair. She's a co-chair of the event tonight. And most importantly, she is both a friend and an inspiration to me. So thank you, Jen, for being there for me. I've asked her here because she also happens to be the daughter of one of my heroes, Dottie Jones King. Now, Dottie, I think you're virtually watching, and I'm so glad you're here, and you're here to share this with us. Dottie is the ultimate mentor. She and her husband, Bob, have supported 3 scholarship programs, one at Dartmouth, one at University of Wisconsin, and one at Stanford. And so they have enabled hundreds of international students to come to the United States and to step into leadership. However, we all know that Dottie's role isn't just financial. She's the mentor of the family. She's mentored hundreds of kids, and you watch that through your house. So at SheCan, we like to say that SheCan is Dottie Jones King scaled. And also, I also want to say, Dottie taught me the importance of mentorship and how mentors can really make a difference in launching leaders. So to honor Dottie Jones King, the ultimate mentor, SheCan and King Philanthropies have put together a scholarship in Dottie's name, the SheCan Dottie Jones King Scholarship. And with this scholarship, 10 SheCan scholars will be fully funded through graduation, all 5 years of our program. And so that means 10 more amazing women like you've seen on stage will have the education they need to step up and take on influential roles. Thank you, Dottie. Jen, why don't you share a little bit about your mom? Is this working?
Hi. Oh, wow. Well, Mom and Dad, I know you're watching, and after getting an introduction to these amazing women here, are you just so not proud of what you've now invested in and in your honor, Mom? Barb came to our home. I'm the president of the Rugged Elegance Foundation and the co-creator of what is called the Retreat SF, a place to purpose for BIPOC women leaders. And Barb and Maureen came for a day to breathe, focused on their higher purpose a few months ago. The ultimate goal is to get those leaders who come for a day to breathe to think about the concept of 10xing their impact in the world. And Mom and Dad, thanks to you, Bylenga is well on her way to 10xing the impact that she is having in the world. God bless you. Thank you. My mom is an incredible woman who's given birth to 3 children, 2 women, has the most beautiful daughter-in-law and 6 granddaughters. Our daughter, Jessie, who's at Stanford Business School, is here with us tonight. I thank you for being here, Jessie, and my wonderful friends. Just so grateful for your support. And Dottie, there's a story I want to share with everybody that really exemplifies the impact that you can have. It's all about, as Dad taught us, about leverage. Mom ended up going to church one day and they gave out $100 to everybody in the congregation. And they said, come back in a few weeks and tell us what you did with that $100. So what did Mom do? She went out and she leveraged that by asking all of us to contribute and match the $100. So what did she do? She ended up coming up with over $3,000 in a very short period that went to support one of the first organizations in Africa that my dad created that is doing microloans. And that was such a touch point for me in terms of the impact that one person can have in the world. And when I think about the impact that they're now, stepping up to give 5 years of contribution, I really encourage each and every one of you, whether it's $25 a year, $250, $2,500, $25,000, make that commitment for 5 years. This is something Maureen has gone there with me about, and it's really thanks to you, Dottie, thanks to you that I'm going to step up and I'm going to give 5 years commitment to SheCan. I'm so grateful, Dottie, to you are my inspiration. And thank you for changing the lives. You're going to change the lives of not just the 10 women who will get scholarships, but it's the 50 mentors, and you mentors know the impact that you are having in this community and how we together are in fact changing lives. So God bless you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Dottie. We love you, and Bob too.
Dottie. And Bob. Thank you. Okay. I think I need Mary.
I'm just stunned. All right. Thank you to the King family. They're amazing. They've been longtime supporters, and to all of our donor partners for your support and your outpouring of support over the years. It has really been tremendous to see the level of support. So now let's check in and
I just
see-
want to say those are
Oh.
our two Dartmouth scholars that are supported by.
Go back.
Yeah, the slide
For what?
there.
Oh, well.
It's
they-
okay.
They've moved on.
You guys
Okay.
have watched it for a while.
So let's see, this is where we are now, to that, getting close to that, $100,000, 55,230. So we're over halfway there. Thank you all.
That's
Everyone
amazing.
here, as well as
Amazing.
folks online.
We've gotten 5,000 from Melanie Dobecco. Thank you, Melanie. 1,000 from Peggy Northrup. Rose Thomas, $1,000. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay. Mary, I want to talk a little bit more about the donations. I want to go back to the donation front because it goes on. Raising $1.1 million from our donor partners before this event is amazing. But as Jen just pointed out, 83% of those donors, 83% of that money was pledged for 5 years. And this is really transformative to our organization. You know, if you want to grow a big house, you need a big foundation. And this gives us a foundation so we can grow our house. 11 years ago, I was thinking maybe, you know, we'd help get some leaders into college. And now I think we are poised to scale. I really know that if we can find more and more amazing donors, we can do what Jen just said, 10x, meaning grow our organization by 10 times.
Well, and having gone through the process this year, okay, I'm off script, y'all, for a minute. Okay, I'm talking to the people in the back. But having gone through the process this year of selecting a scholar to be a mentor for, I can't begin to tell you how difficult it was for the 5 of us to select one scholar out of all of the ones that were given to us to choose from Liberia. And so when we talk about scaling and doing, you know, 10 more scholars, when we started with 4, when we needed to raise that $330,000, all of them were deserving. All of them were amazing. It was heartbreaking to only have to pick one. So I challenge you, first of all, become a mentor, so that you can play a part in selecting the young women who will get the benefit of getting a full ride scholarship to amazing universities here so that they can go back to their countries and make a huge difference there. But also, if you can't be a mentor, or even if you can't be a mentor, we still want you to give us some money, okay? So we do want to let you know, don't forget to text "She Can" to 50155 that says "She Can" with no hyphen, along with your dollar amount and your name, and then click the link sent to you to fill in your credit card information. And again, those of you at home watching us virtually, make sure to check out the chat for this information. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, we're almost there. We're really gonna be
Oh my
partying
God,
upstairs. Hey,
we're
all
gonna
right.
crash our goal.
Yes, and as we said, please consider making your contribution a 5-year pledge so that you're supporting one scholar throughout the whole 5 years here. So now I'd like to introduce scholars Mishael Ohanwadi. See, man, okay, I got it though. And Phidor.
Okay. My story starts with the land.
And my story starts with water.
The land in Kampot province, where I'm from, is full of beauty and possibility. When I went to a pond near my college in Wisconsin, I can imagine being home because it smells like the rice fields around my house in Cambodia. But Cambodia is changing. When I was young, we can grow enough rice to feed our family. Even though there was a poverty, we can live off of the land. Now, my country have had a 7% annual growth rate and becomes one of the fastest growing economies in the world. But the rivers are drying up, fish are disappear, and forests are being cut down. My father now works as a construction worker because our field can't feed us anymore.
Kuku Jumuku. Many of you are wondering what the word means. I am from Monrovia, Liberia's capital, and it is loud. It is active every time of the day, but when it's quiet, you can hear the ocean from the apartment that I share with my sister and 3 brothers. Kuku Jumuku. Now, the word means if you do not have the experience, you wouldn't know what it's like. May I share with you what it's like being present without fresh water? Liberia's civil war ended in 2003 and it destroyed most of our water pipes. So many people drink bottled water. But bottled water isn't something many can afford. So the women must travel to lakes and wells to fetch water that are filled with parasites and diseases. And when they have carried it home, they boil them with coal or wood and wait, and wait, and wait.
I have witnessed a story of development that doesn't end. We need to protect our water so no one gets sick. We need to protect our fields so no one goes hungry. And we need to protect our resources so our people can sustainably survive. Politics is about survival, but no one can understand about how people in rural provinces can sustainably survive. But I understand the problem, and when I return home with my degree in political science and environmental justice, I won't stop until I write new policy to sustain the livelihood of people and our natural resources.
And I have witnessed a development that hasn't started. Before coming to the US, I built a water pump to help bring fresh water to my community. And now, 8,000 people are depending on it. So next summer, I'm going home to build a second pump, and then a third, and then a fourth, and however many water pumps are needed until everyone has safe drinking water, because water is life.
And land is for everyone.
We are here tonight to honor SheCan's program director, Madison Shepard, and SheCan's program manager, Grace Libby, with the She Does Award for the extraordinary service during the COVID-19 pandemic. As leaders of the SheCan's program team, they are responsible for everything related to us scholars.
After almost a year of anticipation and hard work, I was in Liberia in March of 2020, excited waiting to start my freshman year at Lafayette College that fall. But COVID changed that. I couldn't get a student visa because of travel restrictions. So Madison and Grace leaped into action. They helped find an apartment in Monrovia for me and my Chican sister, Chanel Henrys. They made sure we had something rare in Liberia, 24 hours electricity and stable Wi-Fi for our midnight classes. Day and night, they would take our calls and check on us to make sure we were okay.
But if that wasn't enough, Madison and Grace took care of all 38 She-Can scholars throughout the pandemic. When university shut after spring break, they found emergency housing for many of us, whether it was on campus or with a mentor. They also figured out how to get 10 scholars home who were studying abroad. Meanwhile, She-Can's program went on with business as usual, except for recruiting new scholars over Zoom instead of traveling to our countries. In fact, I was one of those scholars they recruited online in Cambodia, and today was the first time I met them both in person. To top it all off, they also expanded the program to Guatemala, recruiting our very first Guatemalan class in 2021. They are a constant, comforting, loving support system for all us Chican scholars. With that, on behalf of my Chican sisters, we thank you both for taking such good care of us. And now, we would like to proudly introduce our 2022 She Does honorees, Madison Shepard and Grace Libby.
Well, needless to say, after COVID, I think we can both add crisis management to our resumes.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. First, I want to thank CeCe and Peipei. Thank you so much, and truly a huge thank you to all of the scholars in the She-Can program.
For both of us, it doesn't feel like going to work every day because we get to work alongside these incredible young women, these powerful, ambitious, and gutsy leaders. Our job is simply to be enablers of their unlimited potential and to remove barriers that might prevent them from accessing opportunities. And it's been an honor to watch them find and own their power over the last 6 years. I'm constantly in awe of our graduates who are back at home already changing their communities, because She-Can is the rare organization in which you can see your impact on others and at the same time know that they are also impacting you.
We also want to make sure we acknowledge the team who supported us during the COVID-19 chaos. First to Nancy Murphy, our personal program mentor. Yes, Nancy. She has helped guide us through that trying time and still does. To our program coordinators, Linda Benyahia, Hannah Dennis, Richard Nuanshuti, Samyang Mool, Tendra Tenwagwe, and Marta Julia Ichtul for being there alongside us in the trenches. Yes. To our fellow She-Can staff members who pitched in so much and helped us pivot with flight coordination and housing needs and everything in between, the best staff ever. Thank you. To all of our amazing volunteers who help support our scholars throughout their years in the US, from college application training to health and wellness support and thinking big beyond graduation. And to all the donors that shared their generous gifts so that we could adapt to the scholars' changing needs. And finally, a very, very special thank you to all of the mentors in the program that constantly go above and beyond to support the scholars in whatever way is needed. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. I can't wait to see where it takes us next.
Thank you.
That is amazing. We lived through all of that great work trying to figure out how we were going to keep the young ladies in college with during the pandemic. And yeah, they were amazing. Yeah, we hit it. Yes. So we're going for the second 100,000. Thank you all so much. This is amazing. And, you know, I talked about the fact that we started with 4 and then now we're up to 10. You know, I'm talking about per year, right? 4 scholars per year. Now we're up to 10 scholars per year. So we want to get to 20 scholars per year. So we are going to continue raising money. So thank you so much for participating. And I do want to say, as a mentor and someone who's been around this organization for a long time, I couldn't think of 2 better people to have received the She Does Award than Madison and Grace. And those of us who know you know that you two make it seamless to the scholars all the time. All right. So I had some stuff in my script about we're this far away from 100,000, but we hit it. So we're going to ad lib now. But this is exciting. We have hit it, but we are, please don't stop giving because as you know, our budget is 1.9 and we've raised 1.1. So thank you so much, everyone. This is, and it keeps going up. So this is great. And to everybody online who's giving, please continue to do so. And with that, well, see, they got the wrong stuff. We're only so from 100,000. No, keep going. We already did that. All right. But please, you can send a text to 50155 with the message "She Can" with no hyphen, along with your dollar amount and your name. Then follow the link to input your credit card information. And those of you at home too, thank you so much for donating. And if you haven't already, please consider doing so now. And don't forget about the 5-year pledge to She Can. So with that, now I'd like to introduce She Can graduate Rosie Ith. Rosie.
My story starts with rules. The rule in my family home in Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital, were clear. My siblings and I had to be washed in clean uniform and out the door for school on time. No exception and definitely no excuses. Needless to say, every morning actually starts with my siblings and I fighting over the washroom, and so there's loud noise banging everywhere. But we were lucky because we all went to school, no matter the costs or sacrifices. Our father always said, "I cannot give you wealth to inherit, but I can give you an education." And my parents were actually my biggest supporters when I won the She Can scholarships to come to the University of Portland. But my community was shocked that my parent let me go because outside the door of our homes, it was a different world with different rules. And the unwritten cultural rules says that women don't belong in a classroom 8,000 miles away. They belong back in the kitchen, cooking for their husbands and children. And so before I came back here to start my grad school at Stanford University, I was able to get a fellowship back home in Cambodia where I got to try to research the question that I had growing up. I want to really understand how these unwritten cultural rules are preventing girls and women from getting higher education. And more importantly, I wanted to really understand what could be done to change them. What I found, especially for girls in rural areas where the fewest goes to the university, is that I was already doing the most powerful thing I could have done. I am a role model, just like my other Cambodian She Can sisters. Together, we're showing Cambodia that women are leaders, that we don't just belong in the kitchen. But we belong in classrooms, we belong in boardrooms, And we definitely belong in spaces like government buildings, just like my Shikan sister, Patricie Uwase, who you'll hear from next. This is how the culture begins to shift. It starts with a few who ignores the unwritten rules, and then a few hundred, and then a few thousands. It accelerates until there's no turning back, and we have changed the society from inside out. Because rules are made to be rewritten. Thank you.
Now I'd like to welcome my friend, four-time Shikan mentor, board member, 2017 She Does honoree, and donor, Kristin Nicholson, to the stage. Kristin's going to introduce our next honoree.
Every story needs a beginning, and for Shikan, our story in many ways starts with our first graduate and my first mentee, Patricie Uwase. Now, Patricie's journey looks slightly different than our other Shikan scholars. You see, she was already finishing her undergraduate work in 2012 when we first met her, and she was looking to pursue a graduate degree. But Shikan was young, and we were experimenting with our model, and Patricie was an amazing young woman. From the first time that Barb met her, and then I met her, we knew that she was really something special. And we also knew that with a US education, she would be propelled into new opportunities, and she would really cement herself as a world change maker. Fast forward, and Patricie graduated from UC Berkeley in 2015 with a master's degree in civil engineering, and she gave the commencement speech. She went home right after graduation and founded 100 Women Who Will Impact Rwanda, a week-long mentoring camp for 100 high school students. She then started her career in government and quickly rose up the ranks in Rwanda. Early this year, she was appointed as the Minister of State in the Ministry of Infrastructure, a cabinet level position. And you know what? Don't just take my word for it. She actually has her own Wikipedia page. But before you meet her, we have a short video that we want to share. This was filmed just a few days after she graduated 7.5 years ago. And even then we knew it would be important to capture her dreams.
I'm Patricie Uwase, and I'm a graduate of UC Berkeley. Just graduated with a Master's of Science in Engineering, and I focused on civil engineering and specialized in transportation engineering. I've definitely known what I wanted since I was young. Growing up in Gisenyi, my hometown, I just thought I should do a thing about the roads. The roads there were so rocky and I always fell on them. As a kid, I would just say, okay, I think I want to fix this problem. And I just didn't even know what it meant at that point. But, you know, as I was growing up in Rwanda, then I realized it wasn't even a problem for Gisenyi only. It was the country that needed infrastructure. And so I developed my love, I would say, or my passion. You know, I left Berkeley as a free thinker, as an empowered engineer. And I think just the credibility of the degree gives you more credibility as a person. Working with males definitely presents a challenge, but I guess in our field, which is why I love engineering, it's about what you do. It's not about just your sex, being a man or a woman. It's about being able to present a model that works. And I think Berkeley prepared me to do that. I think Rwanda in general has made like great progress on improving women's lives. And I feel lucky to be a part of, this generation of women leaders, women who are doing well with their lives. So I think I'm just going to go and follow the momentum. I do see myself as a future leader of Rwanda, not necessarily in a bigger position at this point, because I know that you can still have impact in any position that you put in, and I'm willing to work hard in any position I'll be in, starting with the mentoring camp. I like to touch people's lives the way mine has been touched, and that's where I'm going to start. And then in a longer term, I'm absolutely going to maybe run for a position in the government or anything big like that.
Well, she really did it. And so now it is my great honor to present our 2022 She Does Award to my mentee and my great friend, Patricie Uwase. Got it.
Thank you so much, Kristin. When Barbara called me a couple of days ago to let me know that I would be an honoree today, it took me back to the time I met her in Kigali. And at that time, I was finishing my undergraduate work at the University of Rwanda. But really, I needed someone to believe in me, to believe in the dream I had for my country. She did then, and then my mentors, Kristin and Stephanie Moon, did as well. I thank all of them for really helping me find a way to get the education of my dreams. At Berkeley, I had the opportunity to meet President Kagame on one of his visits to the university, and I really thank him too for seeing the potential in me and very quickly promoting me to the position I occupy today in the cabinet of Rwanda. I am very proud to belong to a country that gives opportunities to the young generation, and really, especially to women, to be at all decision-making levels. One of the main values of SHICAN as an organization is to give back. And in accepting this honor, I really do so with the intention of continuing to give back to my country, Rwanda. And I am already doing that, right? So I spoke at the first Revolution 2.0 8 years ago, and being here today feels even more special. Let the revolution continue. Woo!
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming all this way. I love this part of the program. It may seem like a panel, but really we want it to be like a fireside chat because we all know each other extremely well. And I'm going to ask most of the questions, but it's really a conversation about a lot of things. But in particular, I want to start with my favorite subject, women's leadership. Kristin, you mentored Harley from Liberia, and I was just, we had 2 Liberian scholars here. I was with them for quite a while, and they told me that when they grew up in Liberia, when President Sirleaf became the president, things really changed for women, that she changed a lot of laws around, rape, protecting girls, helping girls be able to go to school and stay in school. And also she filled her cabinet with women, really testifying to the fact that, when women are leaders, things happen. Did Tarly talk about that as well?
Yeah, President Sirleaf is really so important to the young women of Liberia because she supports women's rights and protection, and also having so many women represented. And now she has started her presidential center, and she is pushing forward women's leadership, not just in Liberia, but really throughout all of Africa. It's very important for the young women to see that.
So here's my big question, Patricie. Given that Rwanda has the highest proportion of women parliamentarians on the planet, and you also told me that over 50% of the ministers in the cabinet are women, what has that meant for Rwandan women?
I mean, it means everything. Just a few years ago, Rwandan women didn't have rights on land, like one of the scholars talked about. And even the law on inheritance didn't apply to women. So women couldn't receive inheritance. But since that majority in parliament was there, all those laws were reformed. And today, women can own land and therefore also have financial freedom. Can't think of a better way to really have women's rights protected than that.
Awesome. You want to ask Patricie a question?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about what you do, but can you tell us a little bit more about what it really means to be the Minister of State or the Ministry of Infrastructure?
Sure. This is actually a cabinet level position, but to be able to explain what I do on a day-to-day basis, maybe I'll just explain a bit about what the Ministry of Infrastructure does. And really what we do is to set the pillars for the long-term vision of our country. Long-term vision being Vision 2050, when we have our country as a high-income country, just the way it is here. And the Ministry of Infrastructure oversees 4 subsectors, one of them being energy. So we want to ensure that all people of Rwanda have electricity in their homes, reliable, affordable, 24 hours, 7. And in addition to that, we want to do the same for water, which is our second subsector. And we also oversee the transportation system, which is in all the airports and everything around that, as well as housing and urbanization. And my role is to help coordinate the implementation and delivery of all that.
Wow. Let's quickly talk about mentoring. You guys, you had a really great mentoring experience.
We did.
I'd like to say, I think everyone's heard it, it takes a village. And we're in mentoring organization, so that's a statement I believe through and through. Kristin, along with Stephanie Moon, Patricie's other mentor, you got to see her grow. What was it like being a part of her village?
At first, it was a little hard. There was a lot of hard work. We were navigating the best school for Patricie to go to, the admissions process, how to get a scholarship, getting her here to the United States. It was a lot of work, but we did it together. And then once she was here, what I would say is that I felt like what I wanted to do is take some stress out of her life so that she could focus on her studies. So when she needed a place to stay on holidays or just a weekend away from campus, I opened my home to her and had her stay with me.
Yeah, and actually gave me a key to your house. So very special.
Yeah, and then I would say I was just there whenever she had a question or when something came up. And sometimes it was just a quick question. Like I remember one day I was driving and Patricie called me and she said, "Oh, tomorrow I have an interview with the San Francisco Transportation Authority." And in that moment, it just crossed my mind that she'd just gotten here. She'd never had an interview in the United States. So I pulled my car over. I focused and I walked her through what to expect, how to prepare, and even how to, go in and shake hands. And she got that job. And I don't think it was because of me, but at least I could instill some confidence there. And even now, I would say that, my goal is our goal together has been to keep this relationship going even after graduation. So we have a monthly Zoom call scheduled on the last Wednesday of every month. And that's really helped us remain close. And it's helped us remain close in a way that I've then been able to be there for some big milestones in Patricie's life. I went to her graduation or her wedding in Rwanda. And then the year after that, I was able to meet her daughter when she was just a few days old.
Which is very special in so many ways. Yes, I really enjoy this relationship, and I can't think of any better way to be supported as a leader and as a mother as well. So thank you, Kristin.
Okay, I want to talk about a concept that I think about a lot, and that is how to build more women leaders globally. The level of women's leadership globally hasn't changed in 20 years, and I think we need to fix that. I have a term I've coined, the mass power pull-up, that could maybe start a ripple effect. A power pull-up it's kind of like what Kristin did for Patricie. When women and men make a concerted effort to help a young woman step into her power and leapfrog up into a leadership position. And I believe if enough people around the world took that on and helped support another woman, we could change this imbalance in women's leadership in maybe just a few decades. She can's kind of a start. I want to know, Patricie, are women actively pulling women up in Rwanda?
Yes, we are starting to see that, obviously, because having a woman leader like myself there means I get to also talk to other women and encourage them to take up space. But I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of work that needs to be done for women to actually be prepared and get ready to occupy those spaces, which is why I think the work Shikan is doing is very important. Because, I mean, I've tried more than once to encourage some women to take up space, and most often than not, they're not ready. So we need to really get ready to occupy these spaces. We belong in leadership positions, and together we can do it.
Kristin, do you feel by mentoring 4 scholars, including Patricie, that you're part of a ripple effect and that you're pulling these women up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely think that one of the messages that I like to send is that I'm mentoring and that they should then figure out how to pass this on to those around them. I mean, like what Patricie did with the camp, that's amazing. And I mentor 4 women from 4 different countries, and sometimes the societal norms, like you heard earlier, are really holding women back. So when my mentees are here, I really try to push them forward into challenges, to learn more, to do more on campus, to take internships, to study abroad, so that they can have all of these experiences and and just be able to then know and have all of this just belief in themselves, and they can then take that home and pass that on to others. So that's really what I'm trying to do with the mentees that I have.
Awesome. Okay. I think it's clear that women leaders of this generation are leading in new and unique ways. And a lot's been written about the style of female leadership, and that all leaders, male and female, need to perhaps take on some female characteristics in order to face the challenges, qualities like empathy and collaboration and vulnerability. Patricie, do you agree? And if yes, what is your female leadership style, or maybe your female leadership superpower?
I totally agree with that women lead differently. I think we lead from the heart. I do lead from the heart because I almost understand what impact even a very complex project like the airport we're building in Rwanda has on people. And I've seen our president really challenge us as leaders to go in the details, to understand how each of the big things we undertake is actually affecting people. So that if we are building a hospital, we are not doing that just for the sake of having that building, but really doing so with the understanding of how this is going to affect those people. And I think women bring that a lot to what we do.
Awesome. Okay.
So, Barb, what is a superpower?
I'm so glad you asked. Many people have told me my superpower is finding potential leaders. And I think the fact that I'm sitting here next to Patricie proves it.
Yes.
Do you agree? So I think I'm proud of that.
Absolutely. And I actually know for sure that Kristin's superpower is supporting leaders like me because she's done it so well.
Oh, that's so great. Patricie, any closing words for our scholars?
Sure. I guess I'll do exactly what I said in my commencement speech, which I asked people, I asked my co-graduates to believe that if you can dream it, you can do it. Today, I'll do that with a twist and say, if you can dream it, you can be it.
Yes.
And I'll close by saying that, you know, Barb, you had a dream 11 years ago, and your dream was to build women's leadership. And I think we can see that women's leadership is being built. So I would say that we need to find our next dream, Barb.
I think I've talked about it already tonight. I think that my vision is to really expand this organization. I think, you know, it used to be just supporting some leaders, but now I think we can 10x. I think no time frame, but I think growing this organization where we have maybe 1,000 leaders that we've supported is a good dream. We'll work on that.
It may take the power pull up.
It's going to take the power pull up. Exactly.
Please join us. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Thank
you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
When I come to work, sometimes I see myself in the mirror and I say to myself, who is she? Like, look at how far she has come. And I always pat myself that thank you for never give up on education.
Ever since I came back to Rwanda, I have been told numerous times that I have changed, that I am more confident, outspoken, and more open with my feelings. And I owe these changes to my mentors. I feel like I'm making an impact every day. I work with farmers, and one of the projects that I ran was a project where we offered health insurance. I got to meet farmers and their families and hear about how the services we're offering them were helping them in their everyday lives. And that made me realize that I was making an impact, and I was there seeing it happen in front of my eyes.
From the moment I met Noella, I knew she would do amazing things. And when she landed at this place in Rwanda, all of us jumped for joy. It just felt so aligned with all of her education and everything she'd been talking to us about for many years, opportunities to give back to her community.
My graduate degree in geotechnical engineering is going to set me up for success in Cambodia because I've learned a lot about the problem-solving skills, engineering skill, as well as learning more about the industry. And I really cannot wait to go home and implement my skills to all the infrastructure problem in Cambodia.
The proudest thing that I have right now is that I get to work with local organizations to have so many children, not only to keep them in school and be educated, but also reunited them with their family, which to me personally is really meaningful because my siblings are also in the orphanage. I know how that feels, and being with family again is the best thing you can ever ask for.
I can feel this ripple effect in the fact that Shritam mentors and supports other young women. And it's great that I had some small role in supporting her so that she can do that.
The work that I'm doing is really great because I get to work with entrepreneurs every day that are solving problems within their own community. And being part of that is really a privilege on my side. I'm excited to be an inspiration to other people.
The power of She Can is
the strength of women working together for a common purpose and the collaboration and sharing and support that goes on. All of us mentors have always had this secret together that we truly believe that Noella could be the president of Rwanda.
I'm going to get ready for elections. I need to run for president.
Wasn't that amazing? It is clear that Patricie has a cavalry of She Can folks, sisters, standing alongside her all over the globe. And all of the graduates that you just saw in the video are certainly on their way as well. It is only a matter of time before each and every graduate steps up into a leadership role, whether it's a parliamentarian, an NGO leader, even a head of state. There's so much that they can become.
You know, Mary, I think we've seen it tonight. I think She Can truly is changing nations. This model works. Patricie is impacting her country, making decisions every day, and we're on fire. The revolution has only just started.
Yes, absolutely. And so what we want to do now is, I think well, I don't know if they're going to put it back up there, but we are still raising money, but it has dropped off. I know we were all celebrating, but we still need to, yeah, so there you go. But we still want to keep raising some funding. And as I said, we set a very, I don't know why we set the $100,000.
Really? I know, we blew right past it.
Yeah.
I want to call out Dylan Herschel. Thank you for your $25,000 donation. That's amazing.
Yeah. Woo! But truly, we do need to keep the donations rolling in. As I said earlier, there's so many more deserving young women that we want to help. There's such an impact. She Can has put a real infrastructure in place that's very unique. I don't know of another program like this. And I think the approach with the 5 mentors per girl, as well as the leadership development, and that's not even getting to all of the work that Barb and team have to do working with the various universities to give scholarships to our girls. As I said, we got a Georgetown one this year for the first time. And so there is a lot of work that goes into this. So we do need to raise more money. As I said, we were at 1.1 when we came. We just raised about 100,000, but our budget for the number of girls we have right now, that's not even expanding to more, is 1.9. So please, if you haven't already given, please give, whether you're here or online. And as we said, the She Can volunteers will be at the exits of the theater, as well as in the green room tonight, who can take your checks, take your credit cards. And don't forget the opportunity to be a 5-year donor, where you can support one young woman throughout the whole 5 years of her education. So we are going to continue watching the thermometer all night long, and we will keep you updated.
And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes.
Thank you, all of you here, and especially those of you who are watching from home. You are transforming this organization. And I think, Mary, we get to go upstairs and have a party.
Yes.
Woohoo! Thank you, Mary.
I think I can even hear the DJ, who happens to also be our Chief Financial Officer Extraordinaire. Yeah, Carol Chang, and she has been the DJ every year, just as I've been the MC. So she's kicking off the music. Please join us upstairs in the green room, 1 floor up, for dinner that we've been teasing you with all night, but we really do have some food up there for y'all. Okay, dinner. Torani cocktails, wonderful wine, compliments of Michelle Watson and Reiner Trills, and a lot of dancing. Plus, there is a table upstairs where you can learn more about the ways that you can become more involved with She Can, to volunteer, to be a mentor, whatever you might think about you want to do with supporting these young women. And by the way, the party does not stop at 10 p.m. You can join us. Well, it does here. Y'all can't, you don't have to go home, but you got to get out of here by 10 o'clock. But join us down the street at 10:30 at the Hotel Zeppelin for our after party. That's where we're going. So again, thank you all, to everybody online, to all of our guests, to everyone here. We'll see you up